Hey gamers, if you like cooperation and deduction, then you're going to want to check out Infiltrators. Let's take a look at how it plays. In this game, players are trying to identify all of the suspects that they need to in order to complete their mission. Each mission is going to have a little bit of a different setup and have different cards that are available in the deck. On their turns, players can decide to do one of the 5 different actions to nab a suspect. They will secretly take one of the suspect cards and look at it and make sure that they do not show any other players, and then put it face down in front of them. And in order to do so, they will also have to discard one of the cards off the top of the deck face down. In order to give a clue, they will look at their hand of cards to give a clue. They will just put it face down in front of them, facing vertically if it has something in common with the card in front of them, whether that is the color or the number or being a factor of the number, or they will put it side to side if it does not have any of those factors in common. They can do an information exchange, which instead of playing a card in front of them, they will give it to another player who has a suspect, and that player will orient it as appropriate. And when they give information, they will also be able to draw another card off the top of the deck. They can bide their time, which would just be to draw up to 3 cards. They do have a hand limit, so if they are at that hand limit, they will not be able to draw more cards. But if they're running low on cards, that might be a good action for them to take. And then the final action is to eliminate a traitor. So if somebody thinks that they know the identity of a suspect that is in front of another player, they can grab the gun, discard one of the bullets, and then identify what the suspect is. The person who has the suspect in front of them will then say whether that is correct or incorrect, but not give any other information if that is an incorrect guess. And players have until they run out of bullets or they run out of actions to do in order to guess all of the suspects that are in the deck. And then if they do that, they will win. There are also variable missions available in the rulebook that players can run through, which have different rules or restrictions to kind of make it more of a challenge for players as they get used to the game as well. I actually had a really hard time with this game. I think that the whole thing about the factors on the cards just kind of tripped me up. It was a little bit too much math for my brain, I guess. So it was sometimes difficult to think about how I needed to orient a card in front of me, or sometimes it was difficult to know if it was better to put a card down in front of me or give it to another player to see if we could get more information about the card in front of them. So for me, I thought it had a little bit of a high learning curve just because I'm bad with numbers, I guess. But if you are more familiar with kind of games like Similo, where you are trying to kind of orient cards to say like something is similar or different from the hidden card, then this might be right up your alley. I think that if you are good with numbers, it'll be a lot quicker to learn for you. But overall, I thought that it was a really cool play. And I really liked the different missions that were in the rulebook. I really liked how things changed game to game. I definitely wasn't a fan of some of them. I didn't like having more limited communication because it was already limited by the fact that you can't share information about what's in your hand or what's in front of you, of course. So I didn't like that some missions told you couldn't communicate at all. And I didn't like that some also had you discarding cards face down even when they normally would be face up, just because that kind of created a more memory element that I thought was unnecessary for the game. But the game itself, overall, I really did enjoy. I thought that it was very unique and a lot of fun. It's kind of doesn't really need the theme on it, but I did think that the kind of production of having the bullets and the gun just made it more fun to kind of get into that theme a little bit. But you can check out my full thoughts on the blog today and see if this one's for you.